It's the last Saturday before Christmas, and we need to get one last present. We know town will be very busy, but we've got to brave the traffic and go anyway. In this video, we will be driving in stop-start Christmas traffic before parking in a packed town centre car park. Wish us luck! Before we get started, please consider subscribing to our channel, and if you find this video interesting, please click the like button as it really helps other people find us. We've only just entered the town and we've already hit traffic. From this camera view, it looks like we have left a huge gap in front of our car, but in fact it's only about half a car's length. Now that we are rolling slowly again, we keep about 2 car lengths back in case they stop suddenly. Keeping the buffer zone in front of our car won't delay our journey at all, but might prevent a collision. We need the middle lane here, so we get into position as soon as we can. Once traffic has built up again, it will be much harder to change lanes. Of course, we will be waiting at traffic lights and busy junctions on a journey like this. Just accept the delay, listen to the radio and stay calm. Getting worked up won't help the situation. We'll fast forward the video while we're waiting here. We try to avoid driving next to traffic in the other lanes, as they might not go where they are supposed to and put us in danger. We look as far ahead as possible, as the earlier we spot the traffic ahead is stopping, the easier it will be to brake smoothly. Notice the solid white line on the path to our left. This is a cycle lane which will merge into the road soon. We can cross the broken line and enter the cycle lane, but we try to avoid doing this unless necessary. There is no particular rush to cross this mini roundabout, since we will only be rejoining the traffic queue ahead. Better to stay calm and take our time. Normally, we stay at least 2 seconds behind the car in front. But just like earlier, we switch to a 2 car length gap at low speed. The cycle lane is still beside us, and since we are driving so slowly, it is likely any cyclists would overtake us on the left. Whilst we wait, it's worth keeping an eye on our left mirror just in case. We must be careful to avoid blocking a side road or pedestrian crossing when queuing, so we hang back a little until we are sure we can pass it completely. When we want to allow someone else to join the traffic flow, just give them space. There is no need to wave or flash at them, just let them decide what to do. Once they are happy it's safe, they can go in their own time. Once more, we give the Audi enough room to join our queue. It helps them out and will barely affect our journey time, so it's all good. Of course, we would try to avoid blocking the other lane like this though. All we can do at this point is follow the car in front and keep an eye out for any other hazards such as cycles or pedestrians. It looks like we might be stopped for a moment, so select park and take our foot off the brake pedal. When driving a manual car, we would select neutral and use the handbrake at this point. Click the link above to watch another of our videos where we drive our manual car around this town centre. We see the red car waiting to enter the road, so leave a space for them to use. Again, it is better not to wave or flash them out as it might cause danger. If we turn right at the next roundabout, we would find our car park. However, that would make a very short video. Instead, we'll go straight ahead and take the scenic route to see if we can find more traffic. If you want to jump ahead at any point, we have indexed the video into chapters for you. We would normally position to the left when going ahead, but the solid line marking the cycle lane means we must wait until later. Blocking the cycle lane must be avoided unless there is an emergency. Now we can get into position for the roundabout. We are happy to wait if needed, but once we see the red truck pause, we take the opportunity to go. The roundabout doesn't need to be empty, we can enter as long as we don't get in anyone's way. This road has many pedestrians around, so we drive a little slower in case we need to stop quickly. Just because the limit is 30 miles per hour doesn't mean we have to go that fast. This next corner looks very tight, so we slow down even more. Never assume that the pedestrians have seen us and be ready to stop if they walk out in front of us. We always keep an eye on traffic leaving side roads and be ready to brake if they don't give way to us. There are so many roads in a town centre that we must indicate precisely in order to make it clear where we are going. We intend to turn right at the mini roundabout, so delay our signal until we have passed the two small roads on the right. It looks like we need to stop at this mini roundabout, but then we spot the pedestrians to our right. Once the silver car stops to let them cross, we can continue on our way. When roundabouts are close together, we need to plan ahead quickly, so we don't get stuck in the wrong lane. Here, the small white sign on the left shows that we need to use the right lane to go ahead. Ignoring the sign and using the wrong lane here could be dangerous, so we get into position as soon as we can. In this automatic car, it's really easy to drive slowly, but it would take more skill to do this in our manual car, as we would need to use the clutch to control our speed. Click the link above if you would like to watch our separate video about clutch control at low speed. Notice the silver van stopped on the pedestrian crossing. They are trying to pull away, but the other traffic doesn't want to help them out. All we need to do is give them a little space and they can get going. No problem. The roundabout is fairly busy, but once we spot the blue car is about to leave, we can enter safely. With this many cars around, we change lanes carefully before exiting. This road is wide and clear, so we'll fast forward the video again. At the end of this road we need to turn right. We can get into the right lane, but must delay our signal because of the other right turn before the end of the road. Since we are near the front of the queue and don't expect to be waiting for long, we prefer to keep the car in drive, so we are ready to pull away promptly. Even though this means keeping our brake pedal pushed, we don't consider it a problem as brake lights aren't bright enough to dazzle anyone. One problem with town centres is that it can be hard to spot traffic signs against everything else. Can you spot the new speed limit? Even though the limit is now only 20 miles per hour, we often choose to drive even slower when there are tight corners or lots of pedestrians. Even though this is not an official pedestrian crossing, we are often forced to stop here because there are people in the road. We are happy to wait as it's only for a moment and we're never in a rush to get anywhere. Pedestrians on the left walking away from us are worth keeping an eye on, as they can't see us approaching behind them and could suddenly turn to cross the road. Anyone on the other side of the road or walking towards us is less likely to cause us to brake suddenly. This road is one way, so we drive in the middle of the lane to give clearance on both sides of our car. Staying at least a metre away from parked cars is important, just in case a door opens as we're passing or a careless pedestrian steps out. It's worth mentioning that driving around town centres like this is very inefficient, so the car will use much more fuel than when cruising on a clear road. This car is electric, but it would be the same in a petrol or diesel car. To minimise this problem, we drive as smoothly as we can, pressing the accelerator gently, lifting off and allowing the car to roll when possible, and braking lightly. This will give a smooth ride to any passengers and reduce emissions outside. Since it's almost Christmas, there are a lot of people doing their shopping. There is a high chance of someone walking in front of us, so we drive extra slowly and take care. These cars are illegally parked and have almost blocked the road. We can squeeze through though, but a larger emergency vehicle might get stuck. This is why we must find a safe and legal place to park, even if it's only for a moment. Just putting your hazard lights on doesn't mean you can park anywhere. Blind junctions like these are tricky, so we always double check it's safe before we go. If visibility is poor, open a window so you can hear approaching traffic. Since this is a one-way road, we should use the right lane when turning right. This then allows someone else to turn left at the same time. Finally, that's the end of the 20 mph limit. The traffic is surprisingly light here, so we can keep rolling easily. This dual carriageway has a speed limit of 30 mph, so we need to watch our speed here as it's easy to go too fast. The road markings for this roundabout allow traffic in both lanes to go ahead, so we must steer very carefully to stay in our lane. Imagine that you need to go straight ahead at the next roundabout. Normally, you would need to use the left lane. Then we see the road markings and small white sign to say traffic in the left lane must turn left. With all this queuing traffic beside us, it would be really difficult to change lanes now. So instead, we will just follow this lane to the left. This is fine to do even on your driving test, and since we aren't breaking any rules, no fault will be given. It's far better to stay calm and take the detour than change lanes carelessly and cause danger. We're going to take the next right turn and go around the block to rejoin our previous road. We position into the right turn box to allow traffic to pass to our left. Then the bike rider spots what we are doing and helps us out. Notice he didn't need to wave us across, just gave us space and let us decide what to do. This narrow road has many parked cars, so we are already planning ahead in case a car comes towards us. Pulling into this gap should do nicely. The width of the next junction has been reduced to force traffic to slow down. Always look both ways carefully in case we need to give way. We need to turn right onto the main road. We might need to be patient as we need to cross two busy lanes of traffic. Thankfully, the traffic lights provide an opportunity, so there was no need to wait for too long. If you are forced to wait somewhere, ignore any impatient people behind you and make sure you find a safe gap before crossing the give way line. Forcing your way through traffic will annoy other drivers and will definitely fail a driving test. The yellow lines across the road here indicate an area that must be kept clear for the fire station to our right. We are not allowed to stop on these lines, so watch the traffic flow carefully before we enter the box junction. This queue is on a gentle hill. Hill starts are very easy in an automatic car like this, but take a little more skill in a manual. If you would like to learn more about hill starts in a manual, click the link above to watch our separate video. This is the last roundabout before we reach the car park. Since we need to use the left lane here, we can roll past the other cars and continue. It's not often that we have to queue to even get into the car park. Most people park as close to the shops as possible, so that part of the car park is always busy. To combat this, we go to the quietest area and hope we can find a space. Look at that, a space in the corner against the wall. We could drive in forwards, but always prefer to reverse in so we can drive out more easily when we leave. Notice how the pedestrians are happy to squeeze between our car and the parked car. This is why we must keep looking all around our car when parking, so we can stop when people come this close to us. So that's the end of our journey into town through the Christmas traffic. If you need to drive in traffic like this, remember to leave plenty of time, stay as calm as you can, and be patient when you need to wait. Good luck. As always, if you found this video interesting, then please visit our channel, as there are over 150 more tutorial videos to help you improve your driving. If you would like to help us make new videos, then please consider becoming a member of our channel. Thanks for watching.